Hi, my name is Eugene. I'm a journalism student here at CSU.
And my name is Kirsten, and I am also a journalism student here at CSU.
If you're a graduate or undergraduate student, a parent of a student, this video should provide you some insight into the general residency requirements, the emancipation requirements, and the petitioning process here at CSU.
To start off, your initial tuition classification is determined from information you provided on your admissions application. Once you are classified as a non-resident student, you can begin the petitioning process to change residency from an out-of-state student to an in-state student.
To petition, you must first be admitted to the university, and second, be enrolled in at least 1 credit hour in the term for which you're petitioning. In-state classification is based off of Colorado law. It is not a Colorado State University policy. Therefore, CSU can only provide exceptions to those that are specifically permitted by the state. The burden of proof is on you to provide clear and convincing evidence that you have lived in Colorado for the required 1 year.
Tuition classification law states that no person can establish a domicile in Colorado for the sole purpose of changing their residency classification for tuition purposes. When reviewing petitions, the primary question that Student Financial Services staff will ask themselves is, if CSU were not here, would you still have moved to Colorado and still made Colorado your fixed and permanent home?
So first, the thing we need to do is determine if you're a qualified person, because only qualified people can apply.
A qualified person is 23 years old on or prior to the first day of class for the semester for which you are petitioning.
Married at least 1 year on or prior to the first day of class for the semester you are petitioning for, a graduate student, a parent of a dependent minor, or an emancipated minor. An emancipated minor is any person under the age of 23 years who does not meet the above criteria and is 100% financially separated from family or parents and is not dependent for tax purposes.
You're probably wondering what's this domicile word we keep throwing around. Now, domicile is just a word that the state likes to use to define your fixed and permanent home. Now, there are 2 components associated with making Colorado your domicile. The first one is your physical presence in Colorado, and the second is your intent on making Colorado your permanent home. Now, your domicile must be in place for a full year. Now, let's take a closer look on what physical presence and evidence for intent really mean.
Physical presence is the actual place where a qualified person has established permanent legal residence. In Colorado, you must stay here for 12 continuous months on or prior to the first day of classes and must remain when school is not in session.
Your permanent address should be reflected on all pertinent documentation, such as, but definitely not limited to, your taxes and your university address on the RAM web. Now, your proof of physical presence must include lease agreements, rent receipts, home ownership documents, or a notarized statement from a property owner covering the 12-month domicile period.
Your evidence of intent to be a resident of Colorado is demonstrated by your absence of legal ties to your former state of residence. You must sever all ties with your former state 12 months on or prior to the first day of classes and must maintain ties to Colorado throughout the domicile year.
The tuition law lists several legal ties which can be used to determine if intent has been established. These include permanent full-time off-campus employment, withholding of Colorado state income taxes from wages, payment of Colorado state income tax as a resident, obtaining Colorado vehicle registration, obtaining a Colorado motor vehicle license or a valid Colorado ID for identification purposes, registering to vote in Colorado, and ownership of residential property in Colorado.
There may be other factors that are unique to you that demonstrate your intent to make Colorado your permanent home. There's no one set of criteria that is applied to an individual. You are expected to take all appropriate action on these circumstances, and it's up to you to document any unique circumstances you may have. The more legal ties you can provide, the easier it is to determine if you have established intent.
It is important to note that because domicile is defined as your true fixed and permanent home, if you're in Colorado on a temporary basis or here for school purposes only, you cannot establish domicile by merely taking the previously mentioned actions. Property ownership in Colorado alone does not establish domicile for tuition classification purposes.
Remember, your evidence of intent to be a resident of Colorado is demonstrated by the absence of ties to your previous state of residence. If implementation of these steps is delayed, the start of your 1-year domicile period may be delayed as well.
Also, note that if you operate a motor vehicle in Colorado and consider yourself a resident of Colorado, the motor vehicle law requires that that vehicle is registered here. For example, if you operate a vehicle owned by a parent and that vehicle is registered in your parent's name and in another state, the state requires that you register that vehicle in Colorado. There are several exceptions to the one-year domicile period, such as graduation from a Colorado high school, military service, and relocation to Colorado for specific types of employment. If you feel like you're eligible for an exception, go to the website on your screen for more information.
Also, if you are in the professional veterinary medical program, are an immigrant alien or a non-immigrant alien, again, our website is where you can find more detail.
If you feel like you've met all the requirements to petition for residency here in Colorado, it's just time to start the process. All of the deadlines and the required documents can be found on our website under the Residency tab.
We hope this video gave you a little bit of insight into the residency petitioning process here at CSU.
And remember, the website is the perfect place for everything you need to know. So go to sfs.colostate.edu, or you can give Student Financial Services a call at 970-491-6321, or if you're on campus, just head over to Centennial Hall in the Oval. Bye, guys.
Bye.